well, we went to all the festival stuff, and then we all decided that we needed to see the casino, which felt quieter and a more conservative and reserved, more so than we expected. And we had had a bunch of drinks, certainly my wife did, and so she asked the piano player if it would be okay if our friend Darren Criss could take over for a little bit and play a set. And Darren jumped in and played like Oasis songs, and like you could see the energy shift, and people started to kind of gather, and we all tried to take covert pictures, but you can't do that there. They came, like, we had just a phone out, and security came over and said, I want to see your gallery right now, and you have to swipe to prove to them you haven't taken any pictures. So we have no evidence that that ever happened, so you'll just have to take my word for it.
So I know you and Darren know each other from home, but what about the festival in general? Is it a chance for you to meet other actors, perhaps who aren't American?
Yeah, I haven't met any non-American actors yet. The Americans just go and hide in a corner together, it seems like, or at least at the beginning. They're shy at first. But yeah, no, I'd love to meet. These people I get to see all the time at home, they're boring. So yeah, I want to meet the rest of the actors.
Tell me about SUPERSTORE. Can you think of a memory from a recent shoot or something that might surprise viewers, or a funny story that happened? Or
It's funny, there's not, it's the funniest group of people I've ever worked with, and the funniest group of people you could be in a room with. And so people always ask, like, what's a funny thing that happened this year in this season? And it's like every single day. I feel like if we were on a drama, ask that question to the drama people, because they can probably remember the one funny thing that happened. But ours is just like, you're just crying laughter every single day at work. Everybody's a ball buster. Everybody's, we party, we hang out together, we went to Vegas together. It's just nonstop fun.
You've done so many interesting and different types of shows in your career. I want to ask you about Mad Men, because it was such a precursor in so many ways.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that show, working on that show, that perhaps you use today, especially now that you're starting to direct?
Well, Mad Men was beautifully written, and you really got a chance, on the show that I'm on now, we can improvise and we can mess around and we can play with dialogue and change things and pitch things. Mad Men was, to the syllable, you had to trust the writing. And when the writing is incredible like that, you really learn to just, a lot of times we would stress, I at least would stress about actory things. Well, why would I be saying this and what am I doing? And a lot of times they'd be like, just say the words and it'll work out. And it did. It was great.
I know you were saying yesterday you have a little baby, so you don't have lots of time to watch TV. But if you did have 3 hours to yourself to just chill out and watch, what would it be?
What would I watch if I had 3 hours? I mean, I'd probably be napping, so golf. But I would catch up on movies. We still get to see some TV, and fortunately we live in this era where there's so much incredible stuff to watch at home. It's the movies. He was born in October of last year, so right before the giant Oscar season. And so there's so many incredible, for the first time in as long as I can remember in my life, I have still not seen the movie that won Best Picture, which is insane to me. I have not seen Shape of Water or a lot of the other movies. So I think I would try and burn off some of those.
And just to wrap up, I understand that you are involved in wine at home?
I was.
Oh,
I used to be. I had a wine label for years with one of my best friends. When you drink a certain amount, it starts to get to a point where it's either, do we have a problem or is it an art? And I think we decided, let's make this an art, and we started producing our favorite kind of, just like a California Syrah, a very kind of a Rhone-y sort of vibe, a lot of minerality and kind of spicy red wine. It was so good.